What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC. Had to take a little bit of a few days off to all the work and all that stuff at home. It's just kind of worn me down a bit. So I was just had to take a little bit of a break a bit. But I am back down the beautiful Sunday afternoon, ready to discuss some video essays that I'm going to be dropping later on in the day and throughout the remainder of the week. But I wanted to particularly talk about the situation that happened with Nate Robinson, as you see in the video that I did before I put the title on there, is when Nate Robinson basically got KO'd by Jake Paul last night under the undercard of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. And you know, it was just sad. It was sad, because those two guys don't have any business, being in the ring. All right. And the thing is, you know, Jake Paul has been doing this boxing thing for at least about 2 years. Nate Robinson has never even put on a pair of boxing gloves in his life. And he looked absolutely unprepared. Had no idea what he was doing. He basically was just leaning in, trying to throw something out there. And, he has no ability. And it's kind of sad because Nate Robinson is one of the great athletes in the NBA. For those of you guys who follow basketball like me, you know the story of Nate Robinson, okay? And the sad part was that seeing him, you know, fighting in the ring, not getting another chance to get back into the NBA circle again, is just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm so disgusted at the powers that may be in boxing for allowing this kind of foolishness to happen. I mean, the fact that we got two guys that have no business being in boxing, really, it should be a slap in the face to all the boxers, the actual boxers out there. Because the thing is, it shouldn't have to take these two guys to really get the sport back and running again. All right, and I'm gonna save my video about Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson in just in a few moments. But you know, the thing was is that I didn't even bother watching the whole card. Honest to God, I didn't even bother watching the whole card because I was just disgusted how the boxing establishment allows this kind of foolishness to continue to happen. All right, we wonder why boxing keeps holding themselves back. It's because these kind of situations here, you allow people who have no business in the ring taking all the limelight in boxing, and you have two old guys like Jones and Tyson, basically going in there and basically fighting again. But I don't blame those figureheads at all. I don't, because they're basically doing what they're supposed to be doing. I don't blame them necessarily. You know who I blame the most? I blame the boxing establishment for allowing this kind of stuff to happen. All right. This is a message to all the boxers out there that the time for ducking needs to stop. And you got to stop letting these promoters get in the way of making big fights. Okay. Because right now, the promoters, the sanctioning bodies, all these kind of stuff, all these things are getting in the way of making these big fights happen. All right, we've been waiting for almost 2 to 3 years for Joshua Wild to manifest itself, and it never happened because you had greedy promoters like Eddie Hearn that basically ran amok, kept pushing off the fight until to the point now where it's utterly meaningless. All right, great example of this. How many years we had to wait till Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao until they finally decided to fight in the ring because Manny Pacquiao refused to take Olympic style drug testing. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you got trolls out there defending Tyson Fury, for basically cheating throughout his entire career, including against Deontay Wilder. And the evidence is right there, right in front of your face. And it's just to me as a guy that likes to watch actual boxers getting in the ring and show us the sweet signs. This is just a mockery to them. But the thing is, you know, Nate Robinson got humiliated and just got embarrassed in there. I mean, it was not even a competitive fight. Okay, the guy had no business being in the ring. All right, and to see all the people on Twitter literally just making an embarrassment of this, and old media literally reporting on something like this. I mean, it's embarrassing. It really, really is. But like I said, I blame more on the boxing establishment than I do on Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. All right, if those guys are the ones who keep reviving the sport, it should be an embarrassment to all the actual boxers out there that really put their life on the line and dedicate themselves to the sport every single day. And at the end of the day, These boxers, these real actual boxers, need to stop playing politics and start getting in the ring with their actual competition. No more playing ring around the rosy. No more playing like, oh, give me one or two fights. Nope, not anymore. All right. You got to stop playing these politics. You got to stop letting these promoters get in your head, and you got to tell the sanctioning bodies to go f themselves or just throw away the belts and make the big fights possible. That's the best way you revive the sport. So that just pretty much is what it is. I know I kind of ran around a little bit, but my final analysis of that fight, it was just a disgrace. It was just embarrassing, and Nate Robinson. I hope that he can get himself healthy again and just stay on the basketball court. This is one of the reasons why many people say, "Oh, that basketball players can transition to boxing." It's not easy as it looks. All right, boxing is a brutal sport, and you see why. Many people have died in this sport. All right, it is not a joke. You could be literally permanently injured in just one fight. There have been many instances of that, and so let this be a lesson to all these guys out there that want to be getting into boxing. It's not a game, and you got to commit yourself long term to master your craft, to master your skills, and be ready to take all comers out there that want to take what you got. So that's pretty much my two analysis of the whole thing. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Peace.